Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, we talked yesterday about Russell Findlay being a bit worried about the defections from the Scottish Tories to reform. Well, he might well be. There's a lot of them about. I see the Scottish Tories failing, literally going to crash and burn because they're seen as a party with no hope, whereas reform seem to be pushing onwards and upwards. And it is that very momentum and optimism that people have for reform that is causing this abandonment. But it also means that those people who do opt to go to reform are sort of looking at bigger and better things. None more so than Thomas Kerr, who yesterday, or the day before yesterday now, jumped ship to reform. He was the Glasgow councillor, was a Tory councillor, now Reform councillor for Glasgow. And he says that come 2026, he is going to stand for reform in Glasgow. And he's probably got a very good chance of getting in. But whose seat would he take? Well, it's one of those weird options. He could take any of the Glasgow seats, couldn't he? There's bound to be a lot of people as we say, anti the Uni Party, anti the SNP. They don't want to vote Tory, they don't want to vote Labour, they don't want to vote SNP. What's left? Well, there are a few options, but one of them, of course, will be reform, and it will be, I think, a very good chance for Thomas Kerr to get into Holyrood. The irony is, of course, he's got Graham Kerr, his cousin's already there for the Tories. So you'll have sort of fighting cousins, wouldn't you? Battling each other over the dispatch box. They don't have a dispatch box, you know what I mean, though. Battling it over in the round, as it were. But it's just I think it's just the momentum. Reform really have caught it. I think that there is no stopping, north or south of the border, major political upheavals. They may not win. They may not even be the biggest party, Reform. But I suspect they're going to be big enough that they can go into a coalition with either Labour or the Tories or the Lib Dems or some weird admixture of all of them to form a government, even if it's only a sort of a rainbow alliance just to get the SNP out. It'll be a rainbow alliance without the Greens, that's for sure. Neither the SNP nor the Greens would be invited. Both of them are seen as toxic. Interesting times, isn't it? Sun Tzu, he said we should not live. Was it Sun Tzu? Was it Confucius? It was one of the Chinese philosophers. Said you are cursed if you live in interesting times. We appear to be very, very cursed because they're very, very interesting. Thanks very much. Bye.